Hello! I welcome you to my workshop. We'll see how this audio turns out. Hopefully none of you know me. I just recently lost my main channel, my old channel, due to copyright, so we're not going to be using as much music this time. I decided this time we're going to try and keep this more anonymous, more close to the chest. You can call me D if you want to call me D. This is my workshop. Over here is a very loud fan, but it is keeping me alive. And my electronics desk. This is where I do my soldering and phone repair stuff. And of course we got the drill press. I love this thing. This was my grandfather's. And technically it's not mine, but I use it like it's my baby. Because it is my baby. This is where more of the hardware magic happens. This is the boombox I just restored. Woodwork and stuff like that. The stuff that you gotta get messy for. This is where all that happens. And I love this shed very much. I hope we have a lot of fun here. A lot of adventures. And I hope you guys like this stuff. I mean, I make a lot of this for me, but also kind of for you. So today's project, the first project on this new channel, is going to be a lightsaber. Now, I have seen a few people doing this. This is kind of what inspired me. On Instagram, on TikTok, whatever. I've seen people go into Home Depot and building lightsabers. And my older brother's birthday is coming up. So I went to Home Depot and I found this guy. This is just the drain for a sink. But that, to me, that looks like a lightsaber, and it fits, like, it feels really nice in the hand. So I figured that would be a good base, and I have a sketch over here that we're gonna try and work off of. So what we have here is my blueprint journal. This is just the journal that makes up all of my tinkering and weirdness. Anyway, to the point of all of this. Here is the rough sketch for what we want to look like. It's not terribly dissimilar from what it already looks like. I need to find like some sort of a mesh. I think I've seen some like drains and drain covers that kind of look like that. So I think we're gonna have to go back to the hardware store for that. The main point of action tonight is I'm gonna scrounge around, see what stuff I can put on there. I'm gonna cut it off roughly at the neck there. I'm gonna move that whole thing down, and then so I can like rethread it. A good amount of tonight's just gonna be that, and then you'll probably see it cut at some point. I'm gonna look a little different, and I'm gonna be working on something different. We'll go from there. A lot of people don't actually realize is the amount of effort that goes into just the simplest things like a cut. And I'm no freaking Adam Savage, which if you haven't figured that out, that's kind of my main inspiration with all of this. But the amount of care and focus just a cut takes, it's astronomical compared to what I thought. Like right now I just marked out a line which was fairly simple because it was threaded, but normally it's not that simple. I gotta put it into my nifty vise over here, but because it's such shiny nice metal, I'm going to put on the rubber I don't know, stops, grabbers, I don't know, for my vise, so it doesn't mark up the wood too much, the metal too much. That's a thing. We're going to rely on our trusty Dremel. Now, I'm not sure if these are technically meant for this, but this is what I often use it for, and I am very sorry to anybody that is going to yell and be mad at me. We use the Dremel to start it, and then we continue it with the saw. Before that, we replace our blade. in our dull freaking saw before we do that and look like an idiot in front of everybody. Why do we use flathead screws ever? Like, who thought that this was a good idea? They just slip and slide and move. Now we get to the cutting. If you're taking this as a tutorial, which don't, I mean you could, but don't, make sure you're checking your line every few, like every 20 or so strokes forward, because that will, you can very quickly get offline, and if you're offline, then that messes up a whole lot. And there's a whole lot more cleanup, and we want to do as little cleanup as possible. And now we're going to turn back to our good old Dremel to clean it off. Or we're just going to bump it off. Pretty clean. That may need cleaned up a little bit. It's honestly, it's all right for right now. It's a little hard to see right now, but the desk area has turned into a complete mess. I've spent the last hour or two, like there's no longer light outside. I've spent the last hour, 2 or 3, just foraging like the raccoon that I am for parts. And I found a lot of good stuff. So we got some of this stuff. One of these things. We got this thing. I don't think I'm going to do anything with that. We got this thing. We have a few of these kinds of parts that I might end up using. I think I'm going to glue these together and see if I can actually turn them on. Little odds and ends everywhere. Of course, we got that and all that stuff. We have these 2 boxes from over there I haven't looked into yet, so I don't know what that is, but that looks like something. I'll leave that off to the side. Really, I'm trying to make this look if my brother was a character in Star Wars, he would be a junker. He would sell and trade junk for the bare minimum that he needed. Generally, the whole aesthetic of Star Wars is like futuristic. It is quite literally just the future depicted by people with very limited old technology. Anyway, the main point of interest for me though is right here. So I found this little thing. I'm not sure what it is, but that looks interesting. Like, that looks alien. And then just one of these basic pipe fittings. And then I was thinking of these. We soldered them together. And we can bend those wires to hold a crystal. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna be debating this because I feel like if he was a Jedi, he would have a yellow lightsaber. But he and I both have he used to have the favorite color purple. It's changed a little bit since then, but still, to some degree, he likes purple. And that does look like a kyber crystal. This, I would need to like maybe carve a bit. I don't know, like smash it a little. I don't know. I need to put one of these, for right now, I'm just going to use this as the placeholder, into there. And then this is my kyber crystal holder. Up into here. Like so. I think what I'm going to do though here is I'm going to wrap it, because it's like, imagine if this guy was like junking everything together. I feel like part of it would just be this random wire. So whenever he pulls, like he'll be able to see the crystal up in here. And then whenever he pulls the thing apart, it'll be like from the movies. I'm going to try and build like a whole core piece to like just cleanly slide in there. And then like if he wants to replace the insides of this with actual like lightsaber stuff, I know the NeoPixels have like a custom lightsaber insert thing. So if he ever wants to take all this out, he can just take it out. So, here's where we're at currently. And then we're slowly getting there, gang. And then this, I'm heating up my solder iron right now because I need to solder this band together here. And then I'm going to push it up, and then it's going to go in between that right there, and then that. Remember, that's going to go in here. Other way around. That's going to go in here. You see where I'm going here? Here, let me lay it out.